That was funny. That was funny. Once I start the 4 hours, that means I'll be able to be done by basically 9. That was funny. That means I can be done by basically 9 o'clock. So there you go, everybody. Oh my gosh. And I got good grades on the assignments. Okay, anyways. That's funny. Circling back to our global pharmaceutical company, during the merger integration, all of the above recommendations were incorporated into the planned implementation cascade. Leadership recognized the importance of dedicating time and approach. Leadership recognized the importance of dedicating time and resources to the development of change management tools and a consistent rollout. The outcome of the consistent implementation is cascade. Led to over 90 team jump starts across the organization. During these sessions, each leader had the opportunity to convey with conviction the vision and need for change. As a team, they aligned on business priorities. Internalized the cultural tenets and began the process of forming an integrated team encompassing the new leaders, new members, new processes, and new priorities. 4. Change is accelerated by equipping leaders to lead through the transition, providing a common change execution framework. And tools. Addresses one of the critical gaps. The 5 C's of transition leadership. This figure summarizes our recommended method of change implementation. Commit by which one is the first one? Oh no. Why don't they use the specific words that are used here? Commit by owning the change and preparing to lead. Construct a plan to address business impact and risks. Create a high-performing team to deliver results. Coach, direct reports through the transition. Calibrate to ensure success. There are numerous ways that leadership needs to be prepared. To lead change efforts. First, in order to sell others on the change effort and manage them through the transition, leaders and managers need to buy it themselves and manage their own reactions to the change. This is why the implementation cascade is so important. Managers cannot address their team's reactions and resistance to the risks and uncertainties involved in transition without also addressing their own. Leaders at all levels of the organization require skills to guide their direct reports, including managers and team leaders. Through the transition. This can be defined as transition leadership, which is about leading through change. Transition leadership requires guiding everyone. Transition leadership requires guiding everyone at all levels through the desired change. Direct reports might not be convinced that the proposed changes will produce desired results. They may question their own capability to be effective. They may question how the changes impact their compensation and ability to remain successful. So leaders need to coach each team and individual on these and other issues while simultaneously managing and overcoming their own doubts about the proposed strategic direction. The organization can help their leaders The organization can help their leaders. Leaders need a clear roadmap, clarity on their role and expectations, and support and resources to develop their skills. Many organizations either provide too little support, which leaves leaders floundering, or they are overly prescriptive and leaders are not able to customize the implementation approach to meet the needs of their team or themselves. Organizations should give leaders and managers tools and resources to help them assess their own reaction to the change and determine what they need to do to personally accept and champion the change effort. This may include specific training or knowledge. Help them assess the impact of the change on their business responsibilities and potential risks. Help them create or jumpstart a high-performing team to meet the goals of the change and ongoing performance expectations. Help them coach and develop individual team members through the transition, be able to manage different reactions to the changes. During the merger integration of the global pharmaceutical company, the 5 C's of transition leadership model was applied to ready the leaders to guide their teams through the transition. The approach was cascaded to all levels of the organization, resulting in quicker adoption of the change, mitigation of business risks, including customer transitions, and aligning teams around business goals and priorities. All leaders were responsible to develop transition plans for their employees and teams. 5. Change implementation calls for frequent and ongoing communication and calibration. Communications planning is a key component. Creating and communicating clear messages creates common understanding, proactively addresses misconceptions, and sustains efforts. This level of planning should never be considered an afterthought. Communications are the primary vehicle for conveying the core messages of the change effort. The organization level execution plan should contain a communications plan with the following details: responsibility and timing for crafting senior leader level communications, how and when different communications methods will be used, and with whom, how updates on progress will be measured and reported, and to whom. Senior level communications. Wait. Oh, that was funny. Is this the first time that my professor has ever given me a 100% on any assignment? Ever? Is this the only time? Because she gave me 100% on my last discussion post. What? How? Wait a minute. Did I get 100% on anything else besides quizzes? I don't think so. Because quiz, discussion, 20 out of 20. Written assignment, 28 out of 30. I'm looking for hundreds. I don't see any. That's the first time. She gave me 100% on this assignment. I got 100%. What on earth? What? That's the first time. That's literally the first time the entire year she gave me 100% on assignment. What? That's a fun fact about that class. On every written assignment up to this point, she has given me a score other than 100%. That was funny. Senior level communications. Should include why the change is happening. Senior level communications should include why the change is happening, what is exactly is happening, who is going to be affected, and finally, how. That was funny. These communications should convey senior leaders' vision for the change. Leaders should take the time to craft speaking points that will resonate, inspire, and mitigate potential concerns. In local execution efforts, managers and team leaders need to sincerely embrace the change vision, reinforcing the senior level messages and creating additional customized messages. Creating additional customized messages for their teams. The leaders in the merger integration case ensured. Good job, grammar. Ensured a robust communication plan that included multiple touch points, various mediums, unique branding, and constant reinforcement of key messages during weekly updates. Updates were designed to make selection announcements, highlight successes, clarify direction, and reduce confusion about decisions being made. To avoid confusion, both formal and informal communication emphasized the importance of being honest, sharing what was known and what still was undecided. Furthermore, the communication plan included ways to bolster employee engagement and input, to bolster employee engagement and input with critical feedback loops. Oh, it's funny. End note. Oh, I wonder if the end notes are even that important. So it looks like we're almost at the end. And I'm going to read it all again. God dang it. I don't know how many times I'm going to read it. Hopefully only twice, but maybe even more than twice. Which is just very funny. Because it took me a whole hour just to get to this point. Or to only get through 6 pages of it. Or 7 pages of it. Or 6. Well, ongoing measurement and calibration. ongoing measurement and calibration. What's that even mean? What is that? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Come on. Another metaphorical term. The word cascade and the word calibration are both used in metaphorical ways in this article. Of course. It literally uses the word calibrating in the definition for the word calibration. Come on. Maybe carefully assess, set, or adjust something. Adjust something? Maybe. Adjust to take external factors into account. Adjust experimental results. Carefully assess, set, or adjust. I don't even know. Ongoing measurement and calibration. Maybe what they mean by calibration is adjustment. Helps leaders identify and address roadblocks. Take steps to correct any potential issues and recalibrate plans. Yep. Oh, come on. You serious? They use the word calibrate in it again. Come on. Why would they do that? Can they just not? Oh, jeez. And recalibrate plans before things get too far off the rails. Small successes should be identified and published. There's an end note. Why does it have numbered end notes? Maybe it's because it's... Why don't you just make it a star? Small successes should be identified and publicized to maintain momentum. Best practices help others to see positive change results as realistically achievable. Celebrating success as it occurs is critical given the long-term nature of large-scale change. Senior leaders should have determined the metrics What is this? Oh, so much for that. I'm doing part 4, which is actually kind of the hardest part of the entire site. Oh my gosh. Like, no wonder I got number 4. I was the last person. No, everybody else chose the section that they would do before I did, so they left me with the hardest one. Obviously, that's how it works. Whoa. Senior leaders should have determined the metrics for short and long-term success, how they will be measured, how often, and how they should be reported at the local or team level. Managers and team leaders may need additional metrics to help them track progress. Towards team level goals. Ongoing measurement go. Take steps to correcting potential issues and recalibrate plans before things get too far off the rails. Small successes will be identified and published. Apparently it's a key point or something. Ongoing measurement and calibration. Dude, it's almost been half an hour since I started reading this. What? Or since I started the second section. That was funny. Ongoing measurement and calibration helps leaders identify and address roadblocks, take steps to correct any potential issues, and recalibrate plans before things get too far off the rails. Small successes should be identified and published to maintain momentum. Best practices help others to see positive change results. As realistically achievable, celebrating success as it occurs is critical given the long-term nature of large-scale change. Calibration. Best practices include determining clear metrics to measure progress and measure them often. Communication of progress. Do this regularly and creatively with a focus on business results. Process for addressing issues. Recognition of reward for effective and appropriate contributions, decisions, and behavior. Oh, man, that was right. This fifth principle provides guidance and can be used to address the fifth inadequate communication and the third poor execution planning category of reasons for change failure. It emphasizes the importance. Wait a minute. Yeah. And it emphasizes the importance of clear and frequent communication and ongoing measurement in large-scale change efforts. It also explains their role. Yep. In overall execution planning. What is there? It also explains their role in overall execution planning as critical for keeping large-scale change efforts on track. Summary. Maybe there refers to communication and measurement. Summary. This article offers 5 principles to guide change efforts that supplement existing literature and address outstanding gaps in guidance on large-scale change. These gaps include inadequate preparation of leaders, at all levels of the organization when guiding their teams through the change transition. Thereby not creating effective change and execution plans. The principles state change needs to occur at all levels of the company, organization, team, and individual. Individuals need to see the connection between their individual beliefs and organizational results to better understand their role in making change efforts work. Organizations must create a disciplined change execution plan and cascade to provide sufficient direction for leaders. Throughout the organization, organizations must fully equip leaders at all levels to drive change. Effective communication. Effective communication and calibration is critical for change execution success. The case illustrated throughout this article highlights the practical application of the above principles. When these principles are incorporated into a change execution plan, the likelihood for achieving desired results increases. End note. Was there any part of this that, where was the superscript? Unless maybe it was just, there was no superscript anywhere. It was, well then why on earth would they put a 1 in front of it? That's weird. It's going to take 5 years if I type find the number 1. See, look, there's 72 instances of 1. How long would it take me to get through this? Table 1. Table 1. I don't even see it. 1. 1. 1. This is stupid. Wait a minute. This? Ah, look at this. Here it is. I found it. Tested and validated. Here's an end note about the claim that the principles are tested and validated. These principles have been tested and validated by first building the model on well-established research theories. A review of the literature resulted in the framework developed to identify why organizations fail when implementing large-scale change. That is the principles. Really? You had to put you were supposed to put a comma there. Come on. That is, the principles were developed by first focusing on what the literature identifies as the needed steps to successfully implement change management. Then again, using the established literature, we summarize the reasons why change efforts fail. After matching the steps needed to implement change with the reasons why change implementation fails, we were able to identify the principles needed to succeed in change implementation. So, the principles were developed based on well-established principles and literature findings of change management. The principles have been tested by using them in implementing change. Across organizations over the past several years, each principle was discussed and endorsed by different levels of supervising teams across the organizations we worked with. That is, oh, come on, stop doing that. That is, organizations helped us validate the relationship. between the problem, implementing change, and the solution. Implementing change using the principles proposed. Finally, a survey was developed to assess change agility readiness and individual change agility capacity. What the heck? They literally did not provide a single detail about their survey. They dedicated one full paragraph of this article to that survey. What? The survey was administered to clients. Approximately 300. You could have just said approximately 300 in the sentence and whatever. Using the 5 C's framework as a baseline and post-measure. Results confirmed that the principles and framework were valid and prepared organizations and individuals to implement large-scale change. Really? Really? Let's see. This is a biography. It took me another 37 minutes to finish reading. I mean, oh gosh. Why? That was funny. It's funny, the one assignment she gave me 100% on, she didn't actually give me any feedback, which makes sense, but no positive feedback, of course. Wow, how did I get 100% on that? How? Also, I am so curious to know if she gave half the students zeros because of not providing quote-unquote data support. I wonder how many students in their class failed or withdrew from the class. It's interesting how my entire team... Oh, maybe she chose the teams later in the course to avoid that problem. Because I was going to say my entire team is not in the course yet. I know. Thanks for providing me with that notification like 20 minutes later. Then it was already provided. Look at my grade. Oh no, my organizational behavior grade is going down. It's still at an A-. I don't think it'll be possible for me to get an A in this class. I would have to bring this up to a 95%, and there's only 2 assignments left in the course. And I highly doubt I'm going to get 100% on both assignments. So, and then this one's at a 79. We could potentially get it up to 80%. But it's going to be hard enough to get the assignments done at all, let alone well. That was funny. My original plan was I was going to do the formatting of my paper that I'm going to write based on this article. I guess I should do that. I bet I'm going to get a bad grade on this discussion post I did earlier today, which I actually didn't record. But look, this is what I wrote for the discussion post. Oh gosh. It's probably going to get a bad grade because I provided almost no details at all whatsoever. But interestingly, it only took me 2 hours to do that assignment. It took me only 2 hours to do that discussion post. How? I mean, if I had done that yesterday, I could have. That was hilarious funny. My voice is going to die because I keep reading stuff out loud. But we're trying to do this assignment. This is one of the 2 large assignments that's due on Thursday. And the other assignment's going to be the hardest assignment of my entire life. That was funny. And the fact that I consider that assignment the hardest assignment of my entire life is the reason why I'm not so optimistic about getting up my grade up from 79 to 80%. But for this assignment, I mean, it's relatively straightforward. It's just, well, it's not that straightforward because the directions are really weird. Well, let's see what the rubric says. Effectively demonstrates relationship between article's content to assigned topic by providing specific and detailed connection between content and assigned topic, recognizes the complexities of assigned topic, and highlights facts from the article to support explanation. Article chosen is excellent example of assigned topic. Strict adherence to assignment instructions, excellent source. No errors in grammar or spelling. Wait just a minute. You know, that's the thing. I thought I messed up in the last time, but now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I didn't. Because basically, since we're using one source for the whole assignment, why on earth would you continue to cite it over and over again in text citation? Because basically what I did was I would only cite it, I would only put an in-text citation whenever that I directly quoted. I wonder, is this meant to be a criticism of my in-text referencing? Because I kept saying if I ever quoted something, I would only put the page number because I had already put the year. Yeah, I put the year up here already. Oh, wait, never mind, I'm done. I never put the year. For some reason, yeah, I guess that is a mistake. I never stated the year. It makes sense to just keep on. If I ever directly cite something, I would put the page number. So it looks like I was already doing that. The problem was maybe I should have repeated the year. I don't know. But it seems stupid to keep on saying Itri et al. 2018. I don't remember what the year was. I literally never cited the year. I don't know why. Also, I think I screwed up this because I don't think that's the only. I think there's more than just McShane. And yet she gave me full. Okay, whatever. Stop. The directions for this assignment is so weird because it's like half the directions are on this page and then some of them are on this page. This is the page. What did this come from? Where did this come from, anyways? It's a PDF. WLHconsulting.com. Oh, you know what? Dude, I wonder if this even counts as a scholarly article, because it was on Google Scholar, but it's not from a business periodical. That was funny. OD practitioner? OD practitioner. OD practitioner. What's that? Wait. That's just a general thingamajig. Where on earth did it get the idea that this is from me? Where's that? It says OD Practitioner Volume 49. Okay, OD Practitioner Volume 49. This one came from number 4. Anyways, stop. I would have go back far to get to that. Where is it? No. Oh, nice title. Is it messed up? Doesn't look like it's centered. You gotta be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Gosh. Which part of it is not centered? This part. This part is not centered. bold, blah blah blah. It has to be on the fifth line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? The fifth line is where it's going to be. Gosh. Well, this is different because... Oh! It's not going to be in July anymore. It's due on the 4th. It's due on the 4th, and I'm working on it on... Yay, it doesn't even say the date. So, yeah. That's the title page. We will now insert the head. We will now insert page number. Stop. We will now do stuff. And the whole thing will actually be single spaced except for the title page. But anyways. We will just start here. I will probably end up using headings. Probably. Just like the last one. Let's just assume that we have 3 sections. So anyways, and then we will put words. So, and, well, we'll change the font after. And, that was funny. And then we will put a reference, and we might reference our textbook. Should I just assume that we're going to reference our textbook? And it will be 12, it will be Times New Roman, it will be single space, it will be add paragraph, it will be row space, and there. There we go. Then we have references. So and then the reference will end up being there, and in order to cite this thing, we can I pasted my title page instead of this. Google crap. The Google way to cite it might be correct. APA 5 critical principles to guide organizational change. That looks about right. Maybe I should put the URL too. Put the URL. Ah, come on. That was funny. So it looks like that's about right. No, you can't. How come it's not highlighting the whole paragraph? How the problem relates to organizational behavior. Jeez. That's the point where I wonder if it says that here too. Brief summary of the article. It's weird how they say either this or this. Discuss the article's content by addressing the question posed in your title, or relate the topic of the article to the content in the unit. Now it says limit it to 800 to 1,000 words. It's weird how could you possibly end up with a... Okay. What? Grammar? What on earth? The second time, you don't need to include the year. Parenthetical. Second, you use it. What? If it's in the same sentence. This is stupid. In parenthetical citation. Copy. That was funny. Bye.